Okay, hi guys, John here. I'm over here, and on that side of the screen, or that side of the screen, I'm not sure which it is as you look at it, it's going to be Colin. And I wanted to get Colin on just to talk a little bit about SERPed and the origins of it, because I found when I spoke to Colin about it, when I finally managed to get hold of him and find out who was behind this tool, I thought it was a really interesting story, and what it makes the point is, I mean, there's too much stuff out there that gets sold in the industry, which is, someone says, well, I'm going to come up with a product so I can sell it. And the origin of the product is because they want to sell something to the community, to the industry. And that tends to result in products that maybe aren't quite so good because they're created with the intention of being sold to people. Now, SERPed is the opposite of that. And that's what I'm going to talk to Colin about a little bit now, because SERPed is a tool set, a set of SEO tools that were created for an SEO'er, by an SEO'er, and have evolved over time to do the job of supporting serious SEO'ers in all the many tools that you can use. So, Colin, first of all, hi and welcome. Thanks for coming on the call.
Thanks very much, John. Yeah, it was a bit unexpected, but always happy to jump on.
And I caught you in your T-shirt, so and I'm not dressed like much anyway. So we were talking, guys, just before this about whether we were dressed enough to show our faces. But anyway, so Colin, you talked to me a little bit yesterday, day before, I can't remember now, about how this all started. So just tell me how SERPed came about and how it was created and why it was created.
Yeah, of course. So it was a few years ago, and initially it didn't have any public interface or anything like that. It was an admin area only, and it was a suite of tools built for my own personal use. And
what sort of SEO were you doing at that time, Colin? Talk a little bit about the sort of stuff you were doing and what you're making.
Yeah, so I found an interesting strategy just one day. I mean, I was ranking for, your normal sorts of weight loss type terms and things like that, and I was doing all right. But then I found an interesting strategy of hijacking big launches, and I'm not talking about in our industry, but specifically things like technology. So I really went after Apple's launches. And yeah, it was pretty, I won't say easy, but it wasn't yet a done thing. Now, obviously, the competition's a bit more fierce in that market, but yes, I mean, for example, there would be rumors, a lot of rumor mills going around about the next big piece of tech coming out. So I think I used to rank for iPhone 5, even though the iPhone 4 was released. So no one knew it was going to be called the 4S, which was massive for me because it meant that I actually made money for 2 years in a row from that one thing. But yeah, basically, so things like iPhone 5 review, iPhone 5 specs, iPhone 5 price, iPhone 5 release date, all these types of terms.
Yeah, pretty high competition stuff.
All that sort of stuff, yeah, and then same for iPad 3. Those were kind of very interesting terms, and then I just put a CPA offer on it and some AdSense, and was shocked that it was making $30,000. So I was like, wow, basically 2 blog posts.
Awesome.
So that allowed me to kind of fund the building of this suite of tools. I'm like, I could pocket the money, but I had some other businesses that were doing quite well, so I said, let's just reinvest this back into SEO. I think SEO is kind of the future. I think in the future, every company is going to need an SEO agent in their team, because if they don't have representation in the search engines, their competition all do. So they're basically going to be cutting out 70-80% of their business at least. So I kind of forethought this situation, and I was like, I'll build a suite of tools that's going to allow me to easily get clients and do effective keyword research and dominate these terms. So that's kind of how it started coming about.
Awesome.
And then I happen to have a membership site at the same time that's still up and running, but it's not as effective these days with the changes in the algorithms. But I had a list of people who were interested in SEO as well. And so I said, look, guys, I've built these for myself. I'm using them for myself. Do you want to join a Skype group? You'll basically pay a maintenance fee each month that allows me to, keep the tools online and pay to improve them and so on. And in return, we'll throw ideas around together as a group, and we'll build tools that you guys need for your business.
Right.
And that's kind of where it came. And then the first iteration was called Inner Circle Assets, which was years old now. And now what you see in SERPed is kind of the next evolution.
Sure. So what you've got really is you had a community of people who were doing SEO. So you started with yourself. So you started building the tools for your own SEO. And then through this community, this small paid community of people who are also doing SEO, you used, I think you were telling me yesterday, you used what they wanted. They came up with a lot of the ideas. We need a tool that does this, we need a tool that does that, or we need this particular tool to be changed to do this, that, and the other. And so the whole of SERP, the whole tool set that SERPed comprises, evolved out of real SEOs doing real SEO and what they needed and wanted.
That's exactly right, yeah.
And
what was interesting is it's not just, it wasn't, we had a wide spectrum of people providing feedback.
Yeah.
So we had your very small time, I have one client or I have 2 affiliate sites who were providing their thoughts and feedback. But we also had someone who was at the time making over 100,000 a month in SEO, and I think he's now making probably over 300 or 400,000. He doesn't disclose exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, so we had some big name heavy user guys who were really like hammering the system and hammering Google as well. And so they're like, well, it would be awesome if we could have this tool. And so they contributed a few ideas as well, and I built those tools for them too. So yes, it's an evolution. It's kind of everyone played a role in it.
Yeah, and you know, the last part, which is perhaps most attractive to the people listening to this presentation, is that compared to the other tools that it replaces that you'd have to purchase or subscriptions for from some of the big names, and I'm not going to mention the competition on this call, but we all know the sort of tools that serious SEOs use. Well, SERPed is, you know, you could just cancel a couple of your existing subscriptions to some of those other tools and purchase SERPed with that and save a lot of money and have a lot more capability, because you've more or less got within SERPed, you've got just about everything you know you can conceive of as an SEO to need to use. I mean, is there anything that's missing?
Yes, I think that we're trying to build a few more things around social at the moment. A couple more tools for social, because obviously social is becoming a lot more important now than it was before. So we're building, and it should be released very soon, like social rank tracking, where you basically what it is you can see your site and all its top pages, that their Facebook likes going up, their Google Plus is going up, all those kinds of metrics, LinkedIn shares and stuff like that on your different posts, and you can break it down with nice graphs and everything, which is great for you, but you can also do it for all your client sites and everything as well. And in one click of a button, that's all included in PDFs that are printed out, so you can take them to your clients every month. Wow. You can use it as prospecting tools for potential clients. So we're doing a lot more stuff with social as well. We're doing some more things, client-facing things for people who do client SEO, the ability to monitor your clients' reviews across all the top review sites like Yelp and things like that. You get notified as soon as there's a new review. You can see like a breakdown in charts of all the scores, and even calculations like if you want to push your client to 4.5 out of 5, this is how many 5-star reviews you'll need to change that, this kind of thing.
That's cool.
And improving basically the community. So what I mean by that is we have a tool in there called Social Exchanger, and what that does is it allows people to exchange their time and effort for credits, and in exchange get that done for them. So for example, anytime I put up a new blog post on SERP.com, we put it in Social Exchanger, and we reward people with credits for liking it, commenting on it, and sharing it on Facebook, for example. And so people go off and do this, and then they get credits, and in return, I've seen people wanting reviews on Amazon, because we're pretty big for people who do Amazon as well, Amazon products and things. And so if they want a positive review voted up, they'll use this. So if they want someone to write a positive review on their product, they can write the review, so they're controlling what's going on, and they send it to this person who will then post it and get credit. Okay. So basically we have all of that as well, which is not mainstream. It's not what you normally get in SEO tools, but it's designed like members helping members, leveraging each other's time and effort to really get maximum results, you know, things like that. So and natural results as well. That's the evolution of Google, you know. So we want to make sure that we're always keeping up with that.
All right. Well, what I won't do, Colin, is ask you to describe every tool in there, because we'd be here all morning. What I said would refer people to the sales page, which describes everything that's in SERPed, and have a look down there. But certainly, Chris and I are very impressed. Chris Kentel, my partner, and I, we're going to be using SERPed and replacing some of our other subscriptions, because we're always looking for saving money too. And also all those new tools, just to confirm that you're developing, those will be people who purchase a subscription now. They'll receive those new tools anyway and be grandfathered in effectively, as you know, as the term people use. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, they will, and they have access to all the current suite of tools, and we're releasing a version 2.0, which has actually taken 9 months of heck of a lot of work, but we're very, very close with that. So people who join now, they will be able to actually almost be beta testers in that as well and help with the next evolution of SERPed. So we'll be asking for their feedback, and it's optional if they want to give it or not, but it's nice for people to know that their voices will be heard.
Yeah.
And they can help. And the membership we have where you can request features, vote up the features, and the ones that get a lot of attention, a lot of votes, we do our very best to build them in. So
cool.
yeah,
cool. And I know, I know what it's like developing software and developing complex software. I mean, it's a massive amount of work. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know what the actual objective is, and be an expert in the field to develop the software that does the job correctly. And wrapping right back to where we started this conversation, that's what I love about what you've got. Is it is a set of tools created by experienced SEOs with credibility for SEOers, and at a very, very competitive price. As I said, you can save a lot of money on the other tools that are out there. So Chris and I are in. Thank you, Colin. Thanks for coming out of the woodwork and when I finally tracked you down and found you, and talking to us and allowing my community access to your awesome tool, which I know is closed most of the time. So thanks very much for that.
Thank you very much for having a quick chat with me.
Not at all.
See you later.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.